52-year-old woman postmenopausal ought to have a 220 cholesterol. She's not normal if she doesn't. They're selling you medicine, folks, when they tell you you should have 180 cholesterol if you're 60 years old. They're out of their mind. Okay, it's in some way to sell something to you. Where's my gallon? Okay, I'm gonna get my water in here. It doesn't be real match. How much? Sounds good, don't it? So let that get going. You need something to flip this stuff with.
Hello? Yeah.
Now I'm going to start. Is this the early one? You got to have wine. So I brought some, and I'll be with me. Works great every time. Makes the food so much better. We'll just go 3 or 4 more minutes. I have already, just so you don't have to mix, I've cut up all my meats in little pieces. This is, so you'll know, and you're going to know by taste, this is buffalo, venison, and lamb, all mixed together. Okay? And it's the worst part of each animal. It's the neck and the shank of the lamb. It's part of the rough, I don't know what part of the buffalo it was because I couldn't identify it, but it was dead buffalo. And I think it's the side of that, what do you call the flank of the deer? It's up in the neck. This is all tough meat. How did I cook it? I put it last night. Remember I got up at 4 o'clock? I put it in at midnight in my cooker. I don't know why people don't think about cooking things twice. Ain't nothing wrong with it. If you took these meats and just threw them in there and cooked them for 2 minutes, you wouldn't be able to chew them. Now why waste all that meat? I fell in love with lamb neck. That sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? It ain't gonna taste anything better. It's really good stuff. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit since it's all water. We'll turn it. Ooh. I have an aura. This will be done in just a few minutes. I won't bore you to death. And even if we, again, remember, this is all personal taste. Undercooked isn't gonna hurt you. You want it enough that it's got a bite. I don't like it gushy. Another thing my mom did, she'd cook us cabbage. You'd strain it through your teeth. It was pretty cooked when she got through with it. Now, I do have one thing I use for seasoning. Y'all know what Bragg's amino acids are? Don't buy soy anymore. Buy this. It's full of 32 different amino acids and things that are good for you. It tastes just like soy. It's unpasteurized and it's organic. Okay? So I use it as sort of my little bit of seasoning because we salt very often. And you're going to put this in here. We might put a little bit more in later. Believe it or not, you can overdo it. I cook on the side of under and let other... Julia Childs taught me this. Not personally, I just saw her on TV. She did some studies, and it surprised me, where people use all this salt like my mom. She said it wouldn't be the same if she didn't cook with it. Well, they did tons of people where they cooked something and put salt on it and let it be there and stir it in, and then cooked it with the salt, and you know no one could tell the difference. So cook without the salt, and if somebody wants more, let it put it in there, and if they don't worry about it. But don't salt something for somebody else. I don't even do that with pepper. I'm a hot fanatic. And I try to remember to leave it out. The meat that I cooked, you're going to taste, has no seasoning. Oh, a little bit of seasoning. Because I had some of the broth. I take the bones and break them, and we make a roux, and then you use that liquid to cook in. Like, what do you call that? Like chicken broth? I guess broth. And we make our own. All right, I'm about ready to add something to this. You want to throw a little, is anybody against garlic? Throw some garlic. Gotta have garlic. Throw a lot there. I'll leave it for that. There you go. Good garlic. Get the rest up. That'll work. Now, once this gets this far, if you were cooking something besides ordinarily, I don't know why I did carrots today. It was dumb because it's lengthening the show. This thing would have been done in 5 minutes. This is the only thing that's taking any time. The rest of it's going to be going so fast. Let's go ahead and get it in here. Yeah, that's the next one. Yeah, go ahead. They don't leave it out there. You can look. Last year we had, ma'am? Oh, well, it's running out, but I'll show you what to do if it does. Well, it's still a little bit. Remember, you're going to get some water from your vegetables. So don't be too worried about it. I will always, now I already drank out of it. Never mind. You can, except that I don't like my vegetables gushy. I like them crispy, so I want that water out of there. It's going to be ready in a minute here. There you go. We probably got too much in here, but don't worry about it. I don't usually cook but for two. And he is right. If you want to speed this up, you can drop a top on it and let it steam. Again, I like mine so rarely, undercooked, that I don't worry about it. What I'll watch for now, you'll see these broccoli start turning dark brown. When they get dark green, I think it's ready to eat. Myself. Now I will put some seasoning in here in a minute. We'll go a little bit longer. I guess I'll a little bit more water because I'm not used to cooking that much. Now there's a couple ways you can, if you're really light on the oil, these things are cool. You just put oil in there, whatever kind you want, and you pressure them, and you spray them. You never need another thing. You can use it forever. I actually have one with lemon juice, olive oil, coconut oil, and whatever I need, I just pull it out of there, and it's ready to go. And actually, this one's not written on. Most of them are written on top to tell me what I'm grabbing. So much easier. They're 10 or 15 bucks. Last for years. If you'll get a stainless one, I don't like plastic. I didn't do my plastic top. I only store things in glass. I only feed my grandson with glass. Of course, he's still nursing, so he doesn't get very much of it. But I got away from plastic several years ago. It really is breaking down to a thing called bisphenol, and it's another one of those things, especially girls, if you ever plan on getting pregnant. It's in your body when that baby is conceived, and he gets the majority of it. You don't. You're not hurting yourself, you're hurting him. Not good to use. See, now we're getting water back in here from the vegetables. Y'all see it coming? And finally at the end here, you're going to see me in a minute. It's looking pretty good. I guess I'm not supposed to do this in public. I think it's done. It's got a little crisp to it yet. You might like it a little bit more done. We'll let it go another minute. Taste it. Yeah. Can't even lose everything. Now, if I was going to do more, if I don't do more, I probably got a little bit more meat. I'm a meat eater. But this will give you some flavor even if you don't eat the meat.
Is that meat pre-cooked now?
It was cooked in the slow cooker. Now, you don't have to do that, but again, I use the roughest meat intentionally. First, you can taste it. Secondly, because I think we waste a lot of what we think is bad just because it takes a little effort to make it usable. And so I kind of make myself, I love the, I shouldn't say that. I love the gizzards and hearts and everything in my chicken. My wife thinks I'm nuts. But I think they're like the best. When I was in Mexico and I found out, do you know what the kids fight over? The feet. They always cook them with the feet on. They want to chew that stuff on the feet. So there's always a family war to eat the feet. Probably won't sell well here in America. The feet? Yeah, he eats them too. Well, I eat the combs. I'll take the combs off and cook them. Well, they're just a little bit spoiled. I think this is pretty much done. I am going to finally put mine out. See when I put mine in? It'll taste just as olive-y, I promise. Now this oil she's going to cook tomorrow is from Sandy Oaks Olive Orchard. Did y'all know we grow olives in Texas? We got 6,000 pounds this year. 6,000 pounds of olives from a brand new olive orchard almost. This is from her orchard. And we helped compress it with a giant 400-year-old wheel. We're not allowed to sell it. In the United States, if you do it outside, it's not sanitary. Now they've been doing it for 4,000 years. They still do it in Italy that way, and if you press it outside with an open granite wheel, you're not allowed to sell it to the American public. Tell me we haven't screwed up some laws somewhere. It's crazy. Now, I'm pretty generous with this. I won't be too bad with y'all. I like olive oil. You ever just eat it? Get some bread, put some pepper in it, dip it. These are the best bottles, incidentally. If you don't drink beer, let somebody else. They never leak and they're real dark. Again, I prefer what? Wine. I'm really teasing you about the wine. I want to tell you why. I make my own. And I think it's very healthy if it's made properly. A lot of the ones on the market aren't made properly, but they're very good.